And we are you're alive. We are alive still. And that's a good thing, right? First thing I wanted to do was talk about just some crazy things been going on this earth. The Hurricane Ian. I was just watching the all the devastation we had here in Florida. Watching South Carolina's getting it bad. It is hitting them really bad. They are flooding, and this is probably the biggest storm I've ever seen. I'm 54 years old. It's a big storm, but here in Melbourne, where I live, Melbourne, Florida, nothing happened. It was just a little bit of wind, a little bit of rain. It wasn't that bad here. I think up in Cape Canaveral they had it. I had another video I made on Facebook. I'm gonna figure out how to do Facebook and YouTube at the same time. But another big event. I'm just gonna make this one a short one because I'm tired. Another big event we had this week. Nobody's really talking much about is that pipeline deal. The Nord Stream 1 and 2. It's quite obvious to me who did it. I don't think Russia or Germany has any reason to blow that up. I mean, let's say they had a peace agreement here in a few months. Russia could have turned the tap right on and had heat and oil going to Europe again. I don't understand why a lot of things are happening like they are. It's almost like as if we are trying to pick a war with Russia and China, like really doing everything we can to get them to make a move which would justify us to go to war. And I don't understand it because that is the last thing we need right now, especially with the people running this country. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think they're looking past tomorrow. I mean, they make these decisions without even putting a lot into it. It's almost like they're lashing out and they're embarrassed and it just doesn't make any sense. Now we're finding out that this whole war could have been avoided because they had a peace agreement and basically the West told them, no, you're not going to have a peace agreement. You're going to fight. We've been planning it. Evidently, we've been planning this for a long time. I don't think. Can I tell you something else? The media's full of shit. I mean, Ukraine's been getting it. I give them all the credit in the world for going out there and fighting like they're fighting. But can you imagine if they would have just negotiated and had the best of both worlds? Really, they could have got cheap fuel and traded with Russia and the West. But we put a stop to that, didn't we? We had to keep those NATO borders going. We had to do exact. I don't think Putin was asking too much, really. If you look at, take a good. I'm not going to sit here and go over everything like I did in my other video, but take a good look at what he asked for, what he told everybody he was going to do, and then take a look at exactly what's happening. Basically, everything the man said he's going to do, he's done. And we have fought him every step of the way trying to get this man to do something stupid. And I'm starting to think they got more common sense over there than a lot more than we got here. The way these people are trying to start these wars is just ridiculous. Don't understand it. But those were the two major events. I mean, they blew up that. This is the other thing. Okay, we're going green and this and that and other. Those pipelines more is like the biggest, uh, bigger than anything mankind or by nature, the biggest disaster ever concerning natural gas and all this getting released into our environment. Did anybody whoever blew this thing up, did they think about that? So who did it? China didn't do it. I'm sure they didn't do it. Why would they want to do it? And where it happened at is right there in NATO controlled waters. Uh, there's some weird stuff going on, man. I don't understand it. Cool. So prepare. That's all I can say is prepare for anything, because anything could happen. Last thing we want is a war right now. And this is the other thing that pisses me off. It's going to cost billions of dollars to take care of what happened in Florida with the storm and South Carolina. And just today, we signed another bill. Every week, we're sending Ukraine billions of dollars every week. $1 billion, billion. It is just freaking ridiculous, man. So what happens when something like this happens and we got to take care of ourselves? We're just going to go that much more in debt, man. And it's going to all, I'm afraid it's all going to crumble or something bad. We're going to have to pay the price to get this economy back where it needs to be. All this money we've accumulated in debt. I think it's around $30 trillion now or something. It's just unbelievable. We'll never pay it back. So that's what scares me, is that after World War II, you know, we kind of had it made because the rest of the world was devastated. It makes me think we're trying to play that same scenario over again, where the rest of the world is decimated and we're over here in our little pocket. And we end up, I mean, that's wrong, man. If that's what they're trying to do, the deep state or whatever, that's wrong, man. People are different, countries are different, borders are different. There's got to be some change, but this is a big event. Those pipelines getting blown up. You're not hearing much of it on the news because I think people know who did it. They're trying to blame Russia, of course, but when it comes to our media, you can pretty much, whatever they say, it's pretty much the opposite. You know, maybe not quite the opposite. Might be a couple truths in there, but whatever I can't even believe anything they say. So I get all my information. I go overseas on other countries' news, and I follow some bloggers that live over in Ukraine, that area. And what we're being told here in the West, pretty much the opposite's happening. I mean, Putin's already got everything he said he wanted. He never said he wanted all of Ukraine. He wanted that, and he's got it. He just made it part of Russia. So what are we going to do? Are we going to accept this, or are we going to keep pushing this man? I wish we would just negotiate, go back to negotiation. Donald Trump came out and said he would help do the negotiations. So let's see where we're at 6 months from now and watch this video and see what happens. Y'all take care. Love you.